I've been practicing Vivation now for some time. And the reason I say that is because when I started, I didn't take it seriously. But what happened was that the experience of Vivation is what made me realize that this is something amazing. Vivation is considered to be one of the original breathworks, which came out in the mid-20th century in the United States, heavily influenced by a lot of different things, but this one was developed by Jim Leonard in the year 1979. And this was originally called integrative rebirthing. Vivation is something that I would consider to be more of a meditation style. It's not something that you would learn like you could learn Kapalabhati or Bhastrika. It took me a full week with Paul Hughes, the director of Vivation International, to really understand it. I read the book, I had attended some online classes, but it wasn't until I actually took the deep dive and I did the Vivation Level 1 and Level 2 that I really realized how this stuff works and how it can work for me. There are elements that are somewhat philosophical. There is a way of looking at things, a way of reframing things, a way of seeing the bliss and pleasure that is simply existing. If you're not enjoying yourself, if you're not enjoying your life, well then there's something getting in the way of that. And in Vivation, we would call that suppression. Whenever we have some kind of an emotion or a feeling that we don't like, we can integrate it. By doing that, we live a longer, healthier, happier life. But most of the time, we as human beings, we suppress that feeling. We try to ignore it. We try not to feel it. We just don't want to feel that thing. And the thing is, that feeling never goes away. We try to distract ourselves with drinking or with TV or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, right? Or just, binge watching things. We try not to feel things, and in doing so, we suppress them. But those emotions, those feelings, that trauma, it doesn't go away. It stays there and it colors every other experience that you have in a negative way. What Vivation seeks to do is to help you realize that you don't have to suppress those things anymore and that you can integrate them rather than to suppress them. There is circular breathing involved. It does feel very pleasurable. In fact, it is considered to be a pleasurable way to integrate any negative emotion and even trauma. I think these are big claims. And when you really experience it, when you really start to practice it on a regular basis, there is an amazing uplifting effect to Vivation. Now, it's not just the breathing technique. There's no way for me to tell you in 5 or 10 minutes how to do Vivation. It literally does take days to learn this skill. But the cool thing about it is that once you learn the skill, you've got it. Vivation is something you can do literally just about anywhere, anytime. In water, driving, reading a book. Part of the intense training that I received with Paul Hughes was doing it in public. I can't say what specific elements are happening, but it is incredibly profound and it's something that I highly recommend experiencing. And one of the things I love that Paul told me when I was doing the Vivation training, there might be bad things in the world and things that happen to us that we don't like. That's not going to change. But the suffering is optional. Vivation is a powerful tool to eliminate that suffering. It's also about enjoying the things that you already enjoy, right? So much of breathwork these days has turned into, I just want to get high, man. And well, you will feel amazing. That's not what it's about. It's about living a happier life. It's about the skill of happiness. It's about letting go of all of this negative emotions that we love to hang on to, but we hate to live through. Vivation has been used for decades by thousands of people around the world. It's actually, I think, gone under the radar. A lot of people just haven't known about this, but I'm hoping to share it with my audience. Kind of hard to explain, so I'm going to be posting about it a lot more, and I'm going to be trying to describe it a lot more. As of right now, I know that there is one retreat that is scheduled, and you can take a look at the description box below to sign up for it. These retreats are limited to usually very few people, usually maybe a dozen, or I think the first one we're doing is only like 14 people, because you're going in a deep dive. That is my first video on this channel about Vivation. Expect a lot more. And don't forget to go out there and be kind to one another.